Hey y'all, Irix Guy here, back again with another DJI Mavic Air 2S. Actually, it's just DJI Air 2S. They dropped the word Mavic. But what I want to do is post a follow-up opinions video after flying the drone for several weeks. So, like any other drone, the experience may change. In my channel, I don't sugarcoat anything. I tell you how it is, and this video is no exception. I'll remind you, if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to do so, youtube.com/IrixGuy, and ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. And if you're looking for the DJI Air 2S, any of the accessories, any of the other drones, expand this video's description and then click the link there. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get airborne. I have formatted the micro SD card, so that's something, if you've downloaded your stuff, you want to make sure that that you format it before you fly. Just a good technique. I'm using the internal, the micro SD card, not the internal storage. Always important to check that. This video is in 4K 60 frames per second. For my purposes, I've found that that's the best video setting for the DJI Air 2S. And obviously I'm in a safe and responsible location. So let's go ahead and hit record. It's recording. Take her out over the water, see the really good views. It's one thing I like to do is fly over the water. Now, something I never recommend doing is flying over water, because if you fly over water, you're probably going to lose your drone. At least that should be your expectation, because this is not something that I would encourage anyone to do. So take that into consideration. I'm doing this. I've been flying drones for many years. Been flying drones since the DJI Phantom 2 came out. I started with the Phantom 1 because I was too cheap to buy the Phantom 2. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Excellent hobby. You can have a lot of fun with this. But again, you always need to be safe and responsible, because if we're not safe and responsible drone pilots, this hobby could cease to exist. And that's something I always tell everyone. Always preach safe and responsible drone use, and I encourage you to do the same thing, because if we don't, again, this hobby may cease to exist, and that would be horrible. So it's a good thing for people that are interested in photography, videography, just getting outdoors. This is something you do outdoors. This is not an inside activity. Some people may fly drones inside, but I don't. So it's just really cool. Perfect weather out here, man. You can really see the you can see the boats. I wish there were more boats, man. I want to find a boat. There's a boat over there. Let's see. We'll cruise down the coastline here. Yeah, and something else that's worth mentioning, and again, drone safety should always be paramount. So never never fly over people. If you're flying over your crew, that's one thing. Flying over yourself, that's one thing. But never fly over people, because you don't want to. Again, this hobby should be you should be as safe as you can be, because otherwise it'll cease to exist, and that's not going to be fun for anybody. Let's see, we're going to go ahead and woo, there's a buoy down there, man. Look at that buoy. Yep. Yeah, using the gimbal wheel on the, there's some kayakers. Let's see, I'll go after them. Let's see, where are they? Here they are. Yeah, there's people kayaking right there. Let's see. We'll come on in here and fly around. Obviously from a safe and responsible distance, because I am the drone evangelist. Oh, if you haven't checked out Drone Evangelist, man, check out droneevangelist.com, and you can find all of the latest and greatest safety-centric videos. Look at that, kayaking in the river. That's a cool shot. That is cool. Did a little orbit. Now that's the cool thing about this drone. It's got a lot of autonomous flight modes, you know, basically meaning that it'll pretty much fly itself. But, you know, from my experience, I've found that the manual controls are the best way to do it. Like right now, I'm doing all of these maneuvers manually. So, you know, you can get a lot more, control when you're flying it, you know, when you're experienced enough to where you can, these aren't complicated moves. I mean, these are not complicated maneuvers. You know, after you've flown a drone for a while, you should probably be able to do this. But, you know, and then combining the forward motion with the gimbal wheel down to kind of create a really cool and, you know, cinematic type effect, you'll learn all the shots. One of the coolest things that I've shot so far, and check out that video, I was out in a boat and I went to Jeffrey Epstein's island, you know, that dude, and flew over it and got, well, not over it, but, you know, at a safe distance. I got some really cool footage. So be sure to check out the Jeffrey Epstein's island video. You might also just search for, what was it, Little St. James Island. It's a little bitty island off the coast of St. Thomas. But yeah, I did some really cool camera angles there. Yeah, this is cool. I always like orbiting objects that are in motion. In this case, two people on kayaks, you know, obviously at a safe and responsible distance, maintaining visual line of sight with the aircraft to be safe and responsible. Wow, look at that. Higher speed. Decent amount of altitude above the water. Here's a boat over there. Let's go see what's up. Let's see, there we go. We're gonna go up and see that boat. That is very cool. And see, that's the thing, if you gradually increase in elevation and then gimbal wheel down concurrently, you can really get some cool shots. So like that right there, and see now I can go the other way, but I can go to the left and kind of just track their speed. So, you know, that's you know, again, you know, I'm not a professional photographer or videographer. I mean, I don't want y'all to think that, but, you know, anybody that can play a video game can probably take a drone, manipulate the controller, and get some really cool stuff. So, you know, I don't play video games. I don't have time, man, but I do have time to fly drones and film these tutorial videos. You know, it's y'all's support, and I want to remind everyone, if you haven't supported my channel, be sure to do so. You can expand this video's description, click the link there, and you can support me on Patreon. I've got merchandise. You want some t-shirts, you can find those there, man. Looking for a drone accessories, it's all there. And tune in to my live shows too. It's easy to remember, epicdroneshow.com. Check it all out live and ask questions. And, you know, the questions that you asked, and this was something, actually this video, I'm gonna respond to a few of y'all, and I don't want to drop particular names because I don't want to exclude anyone, but, you know, people, many of y'all have asked, hey man, do you ever fly over water? Yeah, I do it all the time. And, you know, my best advice is don't do it, because if you do it, you're probably going to lose your drone, and then you're going to be upset, and that's not good. But if your risk tolerance is pretty high, go for it, because you can get some amazing shots like this. And one of the best things, one of the most disappointing flights that I had was in it was in the British Virgin Islands, and I jumped off the boat and swam to shore with the drone in a dry bag. Oh shoo, trees, you got to watch out for trees, man. And again, never, you know, that's an example right there. Never trust your sensors on your drone. You know, that should have picked up and said, hey man, there's a tree, but it didn't. So again, always expect to lose your drone, because that's probably what's going to happen. I mean, these things aren't wow. Yeah, that was, and keep in mind, sometimes with cameras, though, you get the false, feeling that the object is closer than it is. And okay, there comes a boat. Let's go after that boat. Let's see, there he goes. Yes. Okay. Yeah, you can just get such cool shots with this, man. But yeah, after flying this thing for several weeks, I'll say this is the best drone. I will confidently say this is the best drone on the market today if you want to capture professional quality video. Again, 1-inch sensor. The battery life is great. You've been watching this entire rant or whatever you want to call it, and I'm still got 51% battery life remaining. So, this is a true testament to the type of battery life that you might be able to achieve with the with the Air 2S. I mean, just a phenomenal drone. It's my favorite one on the market today for professional quality video. Portability, USB rechargeability, you can't beat the DJI Mini 2. It's small, it's lightweight, it's easy to pack, and it's probably a lot less expensive. I mean, these things aren't cheap, man. But, there's a lot of hobbies that add up. I mean, people go out and they start playing golf. Okay, well, that's great. You get the golf clubs, you get the balls, you're done. No, you're not. You got to buy more golf balls. Every time you go out and play, you got to pay a fee. You got to rent a cart unless you're walking. And I don't know about y'all, but when I'm going out and playing golf and having some beer, I don't want to walk. I want to get in a cart. Well, the other option is buy your own cart. Well, then you got a big expense, and you got to tow the thing. So if you don't have a truck, you got to buy a truck to tow the golf cart. Golf's expensive. A lot of hobbies are expensive. So, really, when you think about it from that perspective, drones are it's not that expensive of a hobby. I mean, you can get out there and do this. It's expensive up front. You got to buy the drone, maybe a few extra batteries, but it's it's a matter of how many hobbies do you have. Maybe you got a few hobbies that are expensive. Maybe you've got a lot of cheap hobbies. That's for you to decide. I'm not trying to convince you to get into drones. Now, if you do, by all means, expand this video's description and click the link there, and you can find all the latest drones and the accessories. But yeah, I mean, it's a wonderful hobby. It really is. That pontoon just cruising along there, having a good time. But I bet they're not flying a drone. Okay, 42% battery life remaining. Some sort of concert or something going on. And again, never fly over people. I'm way out here, man, over the water. We're gonna go around here. We're gonna do a little gimbal wheel down type maneuver. There's another boat out here. Let's buzz it. Let's see. It's just kind of cruising along. Oh, here comes a big boat, but I bet I've got 36% battery. I may be able to get it. Fancy boat. Trying to look fancy with the big boat. Yeah, but this, again, this is my favorite drone on the market today. Great battery life, great portability, large enough and heavy enough to handle moderate wind. The gripe, and again, this isn't I'm not saying this in an extremely negative way, but one of the wishes was that a drone like this would be able to be USB rechargeable. And unfortunately, this drone isn't. You know, you got to use a wall charger or some sort of car charger. So, you know, to use it, if you're going off the grid and would like to, you know, to refuel your batteries in the field, you know, this is probably not as good. I would go with the Air. I would go with the Mini 2, DJI Mini 2, you know, for that. So there's a big boat here. Hopefully, I got 30% battery, and we'll see. We'll see if we can get a look at it. The fancy boat. Yeah, that's a big one, man. They saved up a few piggy banks to get that boat. Pretty big. Let's see. Yeah, man, that's my kind of boat. Nice. Well, we got low battery, y'all, which means we are going to return to home. Bye-bye, boat. Good to see you. Okay, so we're returning to home. That was kind of, I wish that boat had passed by earlier, but that's the nature of boats, man. You don't know where they're going to be and when. So we're coming home, and we're going to land this sucker. Not far from home. I'm pretty conservative with my low battery. I put it on 25%. So, you know, this is an example of why, you know, always be prepared with extra battery. You know, if wind picks up, or, you know, for some reason you need to land differently, you know, never run it too close. Sometimes even when you're landing, man, you may have to correct a few times, and it's not cool. So here we go. We're gonna bring her in here. Welcome home. Here we go. Gonna land it on the roof. Let's turn it around though. See the water and that fancy boat in the background. There we go. Stop the recording, power off the drone, and then power off the controller. Always power off the drone first, because if you don't, you know, you powered off your controller, you may not be able to control that drone, and that'd be a bad situation. So yeah, this was the DJI Air 2S after a few weeks of flying. Again, just to recap, I do feel it's the best drone on the market today if you're looking for the best video and photo quality. It's got a 1-inch sensor. So if y'all don't understand what that is, it just means it's a little bit, it'll let more light in, it'll capture more detail. You're doing sunsets, low light situations, man, this thing is the boss. Now portability, it's still small and lightweight, but you can't recharge it with USB. The controller can be recharged with USB, but the drone itself, you're gonna have to use a wall jack, or you're gonna have to plug it into some sort of like cigarette lighter in a boat or a car, or something along those lines. So, you know, you can carry multiple batteries, and the batteries are small and lightweight enough where you could potentially carry enough in the field and not have to worry about recharging. You saw this right here, that was real world flight time. I had about 10% battery remaining when I landed it on the roof of my vehicle. And you know, just a really good drone. And again, if you're shopping for this drone, the accessories, other drones, expand this video's description and then click the link there and you can find it all there. Be sure to subscribe too, and when you do, ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. And check out my thousands of drone videos. This is just one of many. Is there something you'd like to see tested within an upcoming video? Comment below and I'll try my best to film it, man. So yeah, and I just missed, there's this huge barge going down the waterway, man. That would have been cool, but we'll get it next time. So thanks for your viewership. Be safe, be a safe and responsible drone pilot. Be your own drone evangelist. Preach safe and responsible drone use. And I'll see y'all next time. See you later. Hey y'all, Captain Irix Guy here. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to subscribe. It's youtube.com/Irix Guy. And ring that bell icon when you do to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership and y'all have a good day.